Alright, so this video will be about how to edit smoother and how to be better at editing for mainly PS4 controllers because that's what I'm playing on right now. But I'm going to be training on Roadie Bros editing training course. Alright, let's get into it. So like one of the first steps is you don't want to have too slow of sensitivity because then you can't do the things you want. But I normally play on a super high sensitivity, but there's like you just gotta find your sweet spot. So you can edit with. I recommend editing either with left stick or touchpad, like what I have. So you don't want. Right now, I turn my sensitivity down because I just edit with super fast sensitivity, but it's not very smooth. How I edit with fast sensitivity. This is like kind of slow sensitivity. It's much smoother when you have slower sensitivity compared to fast sensitivity. And many ways to edit. A lot of people go like that. It's best to try to always do one of these edits because if you mess up the edit, you got that. If you mess up the edit, you got that. You can walk through it. If you mess up the edit somehow like this, you can still walk through it. If you nail the edit, you can walk through it. But you don't want to start editing like something like this because if you get to like this point, it doesn't edit. Or right here. So it's best to start from the middle and edit down and just edit in this way I'm editing right now, like this square, this square, this square, this square. It's the best way to edit because if you try editing like this, you might mess up. You could mess up like that. The only way you could edit was just one full square. But if you start right here, you can do many different edits. Same with this side. I sometimes would go like this and try to edit. Sometimes I'd make it, but sometimes it would go like that or like this. Like I said, it's best to edit like that. Just start from the middle and work your way around. Start from the middle, work your way around. Has many, like let's say I'm just sprinting through and I mess up, I can still go through it. But if I start from this side and I'm like, I can't go through. It's just best to start from this side right here and edit up. Go down, make a U. You gotta make a U. Make a U. And if you mess up the U, you go too short, you still got an edit. Then there's the top edit, which is useful if you're trying to get certain peaks. Yeah, just mainly try and get to edit smoothly. If you're trying to be smooth, it's best not to have fast sensitivity. See, I just messed it up, but I can still walk through. If you're trying to edit smoothly, it's just best to have slower sensitivity. And with slower sensitivity, you can you don't have as much drift as well. It's just much easier if you have slower sensitivity if you want to just be smooth with your edits. If you don't want to mess up that much, it's best to have slower sensitivity. Like right now, my sensitivity is right here, so I can turn up some. Gonna turn up some. It's on pretty slow sensitivity right now, and low dead zone because I don't want drift if I'm trying to be smooth. So if you're trying to be smooth, I recommend slow, but not too slow. Just like this feels like a pretty good editing sensitivity right now. You want to have it just right if you're trying to just trying to be smooth. You don't want too fast. You just want it at that perfect. You can try out low, medium. You can try out all the many different sensitivities. I just keep what I normally play on. If you're wondering what I play on, I normally just keep everything on max. I just feel like it helps me. It's much harder. I get a ton of drift when I'm doing stuff, but I just feel like it helps me react faster. Like dead zones, I just put them on 0. I get a lot of drift. This is an older controller. It's much like more. It's not as smooth. I mess up more, but I just feel like it. It's just I don't know. It's just how I like to play. I'm not the smooth editor because I like playing on high sensitivity, and I'll mess up sometimes because I can't like. It just really like jig-jaggedy because of how high my sensitivity is. And if you want to be smooth, it's better to have like in between that medium and low sensitivity range if you want to be smooth on your edits. See, like what you saw me doing that one thing, I can't do that with, see, my sensitivity is just way too wild. I can't do that, the, one thing that I did before where I was just like looking left and right and editing. I have to have a lower, like medium area sensitivity if I want to have as smooth sensitivity as if I want to have smooth edits and be able to do more, it's best to have a decent high dead zone. It's not going to be as, you're not going to get that much of, the reaction is going to be slightly slower, might be slower turning around and whatnot, might be slower making a box, but you are able to do more things like, hold on, like what I just did there. I just did a bunch of edits while looking like left and right. I can't do that because I get drift when I have high sensitivity. I'm not capable of doing that without with my high sensitivity. I can't do that. Like just looking around and editing. I can't do that with high sensitivity because I have so much drift. Like right now, there's absolutely no drift whatsoever. But I'll get much drift. I'll get much drift when I have high sensitivity, but I just like it's all preference mainly, but I feel like there's a certain point where it's super smooth. I recommend like probably around here. This sensitivity seems about right. And dead zones, I guess they could be lower. It all depends on your drift. You just gotta test out your controller. If you have drift, like I don't feel like I have drift that much right now. I got a tiny bit of drift, but there's like none drift compared to what I had before. But I feel like there's a medium. You gotta find that sweet spot for you. For editing, I would prefer like a slower sensitivity so I can like see like right now this is a little fast for looking left and right and doing this. If you want to do something like that, I recommend a slower sensitivity, but just for like mechanics and just being able to do lots of movement. The higher sensitivity, I feel like you can have faster reaction time, but your edits might not be as smooth. If you know what I'm trying to say. If you're watching this video for smooth edits, you want a nice, smooth, clean, like, you don't want a jerky screen like what I have when I'm on a high sensitivity. You want to be able to just nicely edit and do clean edits, but I can't really do that with high sensitivity. You want to have clean edits. I recommend around a low sensitivity to medium sensitivity range if you want to have like clean edits. Just smooth, like when you're cranking and just doing a bunch of edits, just smooth edits, probably for a medium range to a low sensitivity. Will help a lot more than having max sensitivity, which is what I run. It's not the best for editing. I mainly use it for like if I'm getting shot at, like I can instantly just like with this it takes a little bit longer, like it takes a long, okay, so like right here, that's how I box up, but when I turn my sensitivity, I'm not really much for editing like super fast. If you're trying to edit super fast on controller, you need to get good keybinds. Um, I'm doing left hand claw so all that. I don't do right hand claw, but I do left hand claw. Like um, my middle finger goes on L2 and my pointer finger goes on L1, but my pointer finger like transitions from not left stick, but from touchpad to L1 to like switch between guns, and then I press touchpad to edit. Yeah, but I'm normally like high sensitivity, so I just feel like I have better reaction time. Let's see. I'm just gonna turn everything down. Like I can edit, but I mess up a lot more because it's a lot more jerky. And sometimes I don't even know where I'm looking because I just move too fast for my like screen to catch up. But I can't do the that thing where you edit on a cone left and right while moving like that because my sensitivity is just too high. I just don't use my sensitivity for that. But if you're wanting just smooth sensitivity, I recommend a slower to medium sensitivity. I just rock all max because I'm able to just instantly build a box. Like if someone's shooting at me, I just feel like I have faster reaction time, so I just boom, instantly build the box. That's mainly, I don't really use it for editing super fast. I just like it so if I'm like running and someone shoots at me, I can just instantly build a box. But you can do that with lower and medium sensitivity, but I feel like it's much harder. Not much harder. It's harder than when you have super high sensitivity because you can just instantly just build it all. Because you can move faster than when you do with lower sensitivity. But if you're just wanting faster and cleaner edits, high sensitivity is not gonna be for you. I mess up see, I just messed up like 3 times on that edit. See, I'm trying to do the four square edit, but I just can't do it with high sensitivity because I don't really, I don't know, I just don't really like, that's not my style. Everyone has their own style. I don't really focus on the editing section, but if you want to focus on editing section and you're not as keen on the other sections of like being able to like build as fast or being able to box up instantly to protect yourself from getting shot. If you're more on you're okay with having slower sensitivity, so it'd be like that. Boxing would be more like that. But if you want to have just instant like an instant box, high sensitivity is what you want. But if you're just wanting smooth and clean edits on controller, it's better to have a medium to low range editing because you can see where you're going, and because of the 60 frames on a PS4 or Xbox, it's not as smooth when you're moving super fast where you can't even see your screen. Like, there's only like 60 frames per second when I'm spinning, and you can't see as much as you would if you were just slowly spinning. It's much easier and less blurry. It's a lot more blurry when you're spinning like that. You sometimes don't realize where you are. And that's why you want low sensitivity to medium. It just makes editing much smoother. But yeah, you can't just expect to be great at editing. You need to go to a training course, go with your friends. You can just be by yourself, that works, but it's much easier to like try. Box fights are a great thing for editing because you're constantly just like, you're boxed up, you try editing out this way, you build up, you box. It's just much better. Box fights, if you're working on your building, you're gonna do 1v1s, but I recommend box fights if you're trying to train for better aiming, if you're gonna play with someone else. But editing courses are very, very useful. You can train if you want to. You can't just expect to get the best sensitivities in the world. Just ask for people the best sensitivities and then just be good. You have to train. You have to practice. And either an edit course like this one I'm in, I think it's like Rhodey's edit course. The code, yeah, Roadies Bros edit course. The code is up on the top, 4809-4741. So down here, it's like you can just free build anywhere and just free build, but they have this place is very useful. They have like if you want to aim practice, free building, edit drills, intermediate course, beginners course. Like you literally can just go in and just start this. And I recommend, see when I'm trying to, I just messed up, just messed up again, messed up again, messed up again. I feel like with my higher sensitivity, I'm focused more towards being able to build. I'm focused on the side of building. If you want to focus on your editing side, I recommend not having super high sensitivity. So smooth edits, you want to just have slower sensitivity. Like I'm gonna change them back to a lower sensitivity and show you the difference on how smooth. If you practice, I'm not very good on low sensitivity, but if you practice on low sensitivity or at a medium range, a medium to low sensitivity range, you can become a lot better. I'm kind of bad on low sensitivity because I'm so used to being on high sensitivity, but it's much smoother if you're on much smoother. See how much smoother that was than when I was all jig-jaggedy. It's much smoother on lower sensitivity. You can do it without messing up. If you're trying to be a smooth editor and not want to mess up as much because you're in a tight situation, you just want to edit out of your box, just want to edit out, then reset. Then I recommend having slow sensitivity. But this edit map, you can use this for editing if you want. You can do, there's training, edit, there's like plenty of edit courses, but I just use this one. I don't know why, I just searched it up and I thought it was pretty good. Yep, if you want to have smooth edits, I recommend having a slower, medium sensitivity. I think I've gotten decently better on low sensitivity, but I just like the high sensitivity. I mainly focus on just being able to build. I like being able to box up super fast. That's why I have high sensitivity. I don't recommend it to people. I've heard, like, I've seen other people try it. I've had friends try it. They don't seem very keen on using it because it's not very, you just have to have a certain set of like, not skills, but like mindset about it. I just like it because I can, it's much like, I mess up a lot on edits. I'm not the best editor on high sensitivity. If you want good edits, I recommend a lower, medium range, as I said before. I just mainly use it just for building. If you want to be able to build fast, I recommend like a medium to high range, but usually people aren't very good on max sensitivity, so I don't recommend max sensitivity for anyone. You could try it. It's harder to get used to than lower sensitivity. But I barely move my stick for it to just move correctly. I'm just saying it's not very good for editing. If you want to be able to edit fast, edit smoothly, I do not recommend. I do not recommend high sensitivity. I recommend a medium to slow range. It's much smoother and it's much easier. I just like the feeling of being able to box instantly. That's why I have such high sensitivity. But this video is about having smooth and clean edits. So if you want to have smooth and clean edits, just stick on the lower to medium range sensitivity. Anyways, that's it for today. Leave a like, subscribe. It will help out a lot. And yep, I hope this video helped you out.